Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and well, back with a new quick unboxing video because, well, the last weeks have been busy. I've got lots of things to do and big plans, which I'm kind of soft launching in several platforms right now, so keep an eye out for my social media stuff. But in the meantime, I received mail from Greece, actually, from George Mastrokostas, which, as you know, is the head of the label that is called Sound and Silence, a Greek staple in ambient music, post-rock music, chill out, deep listening stuff, all the goodness you've read about on my website, Erzählt, link down in the description box. And also you've seen a lot of unboxings for on my channel. So they've sent me like the first letter in 2025. So let's dive into that. And as I'm talking, the doobly-doos down there is a new link and another new link implemented in there. So as I mentioned, I'm like reopening my Discogs things, and I'm also doing other things right now, as I mentioned, soft launching. So if you want to have a look, and if you want to dig through all these links that are to be found in there down in the doobly-doos, there is something you might have not seen so far. So be curious or don't, I don't care. There will be a bigger announcement within the next weeks, I guess. Probably not on this channel, but on others. So we got an empty envelope and 2 new albums actually, which are probably released in the very end of the last year. So let's find out. The first one we got here is an artist that is called a new line, and then in parentheses related, a quarterly update on the sadness. So which sounds very melancholic actually. Sound and Silence, a release sheet as usual. They always look like this, and I really like this old-time-ish like typewriter font thing. And there is the addition of a new line related to the roster of artists. So there's not an album I've missed in the past. So this is the first one for this one, released on December 5th actually in last year. So that makes it 2024. It's a solo project of Andrew Johnson, who has previously released music as a member of various bands, for example, Hood, The Remote Viewer, Famous Boyfriend, and On Fell, but also has like solo works as Septemberist and other labels, and has also released on 555 Recordings, which is a label I remember from the very, very beginning when I started writing about music, because I had some of their releases at hand that were sent to me via various sources, and also on Domino and City Center offices, which are both like big names in the electronica, ambient, and beyond scene, I guess. A quarterly update on the sadness is his the third full-length album. 8 new tracks, 38 minutes, and according to the release sheet here, he balances minimal techno, dub house, and ambient pop, produced mostly on old drum machines and eerie synth and stuff. So this could be a little bit more dancey than we are used to from the label. We got a beautiful bluish photograph as a cover, which showcases someone with a smartphone filming a screen. So this is an interesting concept here, like a kind of inception of like screen works and screen related film things. Looks like this, most beautiful. I guess I will use this as a thumbnail for the video here. Limited edition of 200 copies. This is copy 83. Once again, hand numbered as usual with the Sound and Silence label. And we got some things in here. We got a CD, of course, a new line related, a quarterly update on the sadness, and we got track titles as well, I guess. Somewhere buried in here. Once again on matching paper, which is a cute little detail I always appreciate about the label. And we got track names like Collapses, 3 AM Worry Sessions, It's 5 o'clock Somewhere in My Heart, And then in parentheses, there is a star that shines for you. Only star dupe, rhythm and sound, a quarterly update on the sadness, of course, and left tones amongst others. Photographed on the beach somewhere. Super cute, super beautiful. And the second one is also an album by an artist I've heard of, Ludwig Simbrelius. The title is here, also released on December 5th. More of a longer release sheet this time. So we got the front and we got info on the back. And I guess I've reviewed minimum one album of Ludwig Simbrelius in the past, probably more. I'm not too sure, but well, he is from Sweden, who has been working on music for over a decade. Has been doing stuff from ambient to modern classical to minimal dub techno under his own names and many different aliases. Eternal is one you might have heard of, Illuvia as well, and has put out music on Silent Season, Archives, Strangely Isolated Place, Sound and Silence, of course, Data Bloom, and his own labels as well, which are Eternal and Lila, and some, like, I guess, South Asian letters or calligraphy, so I cannot read that. This is the fourth release for Sound and Silence. The last one was in 2022, and as Eternal, he has released on the label in 2018 and 2020. There are some quotes by the artist about the music he's done before, and he has moved apparently in early 2024 and has started a kind of like new life, and this is kind of reflected in this album here, I guess, but there is not much stated about what this is, so that's a surprise. No description here, no proper one, but a beautiful, also bluish cover, so there might be a theme for the Sound and Silence label to come in this year. Looks like this. We got a limited edition of 200 copies. This is copy 081. It's not even stated how long this one is, but we can have a look at the CD and have like a guesstimate. Well, it might be 45 probably. So you can, if you know CDs, you can see the data inscription in the change of reflection, kind of, at some CDs at least. And there is the CD in itself. Ludwig Simbrelius, so a surprise release actually on the label, and we got a track list here. There are 6 tracks on here. Left but never left, when warm tear fell down from the sky, these flames I gently let, lost in the mist at dawn, lifted into wonder and gone but never gone. Also kind of melancholic. This is Sound and Silence 117, released in early December 2024. So that's it, and that's it for this video basically. Actually, the Free Breaks Forward 002 release hasn't made it from the pressing plant in time, so I decided to postpone the release for the end of next week. Hopefully that holds. Probably I might have to postpone it even further, but we're already working on new stuff, so watch out for that. As I told you, have a look at the doobly-doos down there for those who are curious. Also want to send out a shout out to that guy from, that's a fun story maybe to end this video with. Yesterday I got a message via Instagram from like a 22-year-old English lad who's living in Marseille in France right now, and he told me, well, I love your label and stuff, and I've been digging through a record store in Marseille, and I found this spherical EP, the Untitled EP, that was released on Introtarine Recordings on my label in 2000 actually. So that's an interesting thing. Like 25 years ago that release, and that guy digs it up, totally loves this like live trip hop drum and bass thing we've done there, and made the effort to find me and drop me a message. So that's in itself like a great story, and big up to you, Mr. Joe Ruff. Totally appreciated that. And then he sent me a picture, And it turned out that this specific release, which is just a stamped white label with a stamp on the cover, on the paper sleeve, is a copy I had given to a Hamburg-based female DJ I was hanging out with a lot in like 2004, 2005, and I gave her a copy, and on the label just I wrote like a little note, like a promo for insert DJ name here from 2005. So she apparently stopped DJing, which I kind of knew, probably sold all her records, and one of those records for some reason ended up in Marseille in France, and that lad like dug it up and like made the effort to contact me. And this is like a fun story how small the world is, about how small the world is in the electronic music scene, because as he told me, he found that record in France. It was like, okay, back in the day there was a distributor in France who handled my stuff, and but to find a record, a personalized copy with my own handwriting on there in a record store, and then like making the effort without knowing that I had written on there like for someone else, is quite a fun thing. So yeah, I really love that, and that made my day yesterday. So this is just a side note before I'm closing off this video. Going into editing mode, of course. Expect a new one maybe tomorrow. Bass Junkie out. See you in the next one.